the old firm derbies. You have to go back 14 years for the last time Celtic beat Rangers in a major final. There's been a real dilemma, of course, for Martin O'Neill. Locked in the UEFA Cup quarter-final. Should he rest those with aches and strains? No manager could ever shake off a cup final against Rangers with a weakened side. Only one change. Lambert for Petrov, Larsson, Sutton, Thompson all past fit. Still no Agat on the right. Smith stays in his second CIS final. Hartson scored 3 in his last 4 games against Rangers. Lambert, Larsson and Mjällby looking for their 3rd CIS Insurance Cup winners' medals. The Swede did a hat-trick in the 2001 final.
You have Celtic to line up in their normal way. I'll go to a back 3 there with Mjällby, Baldy and Valharan. Smith in the right wing-back, Thompson on the left wing-back, and Lambert back into that midfield. Lambert comes in to join Sutton with a good midfield contest with a tried and predictable Larsson and Hartson up front. A strong Celtic side.
3 changes for Rangers from the defeat last weekend. Ronald de Boer is fit again after a calf problem. Claudio Canicia and Michael Molsa recalled to an attacking lineup. Molsa was sent off in the semi-final of this competition against Celtic a couple of years ago. McCann, Arveladze and Ross go to the bench. 4 Scotsmen in total on the pitch. Arteta stays in despite criticism for conceding possession too cheaply to Neil Lennon in the build-up to Hartson's goal last week. The stage today, though, could be perfect for the talented young Spaniard.
Well, it's a very attack-minded Rangers team. They line up with a back 4 of Richard Moore, Amoruso and Bonacel, Ferguson and Arteta, and De Boer comes back into the Rangers side. He'll be missed up front. There's the Celtic huddle. They'll be gearing themselves ready. It's a very attack-minded team from both managers. This could be a cracking cup final.
Key men, well, Peter Lovenkrantz has a good scoring record against Celtic, 5 goals last season, only played 3 matches since Christmas. At the other end of the field, Bodo Balde seems to improve with every game he plays. He netted in the CIS semi-final defeat and Tennent's Scottish Cup final defeat by Rangers last season. Much will depend on Gers captain Barry Ferguson. I think he can dominate the midfield on his day, and on the fitness of Larsson, who tries to become the first Celtic player since Kenny Dalglish to score in 3 Scottish League Cup finals. The referee for today's game is Kenny Clark, a Glasgow solicitor, who takes charge of his 3rd domestic final. Celtic have won the previous 2. Rangers, of course, in the blue and white, kicking from left to right. Get us off and underway, kicking towards the east end of Hampden Park. Celtic have the east stand, Rangers the west, and the north and south sides of the stadium are split. Hartson misses it in the air. Moore was criticised last weekend. He was booked and could have been sent off for a strong tackle on Paul Lambert. Did he give away a penalty in a challenge on Alan Thompson? Valharan with the throw, looking for Hartson. Moore away. Lennon the chest trap, Valharan, and a free kick goes the way of the Belgian. Arteta judged to have fouled him. Thought he did well in the league derby last weekend until perhaps the final third when Neil Lennon seemed to gain an ascendancy on him, Arteta.
Yeah, he probably did, and sometimes these games are just hinge on a mistake, hinge on an error, but now Celtic have a free kick. They're getting all their big men forward for this one.
Was in the box, put away by Amoruso, linked with a possible move to the English Premiership in newspaper articles this morning to Blackburn Rovers. Larsson. Nice interchange. Sutton crumples into the challenge. Already carrying a groin injury, and Lovenkrantz down there as well. And the free kick has gone Celtic's way. How did you see that one, Terry?
Well, I'm not too sure about that one. I think both players went in to try and win the ball. It was a sharp 1-2 from Lovenkrantz, and Sutton came in. It's a bit of a tasty challenge there, both players going in, and I think the right boot of Lovenkrantz just left trailing now. There's an interesting free kick for Celtic on the right-hand side. Sutton's okay to resume his position in the middle. Baldy's there, Hartson's there, Larsson's there. Sutton goes back in. We've got Mjällby as well. 5 or 6 good, strong Celtic players.
Terry was talking about the danger of Celtic at set pieces, where they look for Hartson. Sutton's in there, they do look for Hartson, far post, Amoruso was behind him, Hartson didn't get a clean take-off, and that's a goal kick.
It wasn't a bad free kick, I think, from Thompson. Flighted towards the back post. There was Baldy coming in, and Hartson as well. They seemed to get in each other's way. I think Fernando Rickson and Amoruso did well to block the challenge, and that went behind for a harmless goal kick.
He's missed out on Rangers' recent cup triumphs with injuries. His contract's up in the summer. Perhaps this is his last chance of a cup winners' medal with Rangers. Arteta, Tibor. Experience on the big stage with Holland, of course, and Ajax, a former World Club Championship winner, Ronald de Boer, and Barcelona too. Rangers will need that experience today. This is Smalts. And now Bonissau, who coped well, the young Frenchman, in last week's game. And Rickson. Now the Celtic fans are sure to get at him. He's been booked twice against Celtic this season. Another man who could have gone for 2 yellows last weekend. Bonissau it was. A splendid effort at an overhead. Caniggia, the man in the middle, who has a good scoring record in this competition. And typical flamboyance.
Yeah, good ball in. He just chested it there, and Valharan did well. I think Valharan put his arm out to try and block it, but there was high feet as well from Caniggia. Well worth a go, because there was a good ball from Bonissau and a good break from the back from Bonissau, but a good run forward by Caniggia.
Caniggia, 2 goals in the final of last season's CIS Insurance Cup against Ayr United. For Rangers, their 22nd success in this competition. Lovenkrantz. That's a push by Hartson on Amoruso. Harry Ferguson, the Rangers captain. And that will depend on whether he can orchestrate affairs. Thompson staggered. He's fit to play. The way he limped off on Thursday night at Celtic Park seemed to give him no chance in this. It's a brave side, Martin O'Neill's pick, with the UEFA Cup quarter-final second leg coming up on Thursday. Yeah,
just the one change, and Sutton, who's now going to head the ball here, and he looks pretty fit. He looks to have recovered already, but we'll have to wait and see what he does later on in the match.
Larson ragdolled Ferguson off it. This is Sutton and Thompson. Rickson got a foot in. Oh! And that's the first snappy moment of the CIS Insurance Cup final. He's the man that opposition fans love to hate.
Well, it was a good tackle straight away there. The ball just running for Alan Thompson, and then he comes in high. He comes in, can't really see the ball, just sticks his left leg in between Alan Thompson's legs. Alan Thompson quite rightly hitting the ground, and I wonder if he'll feel the effects of the knock he picked up on Thursday, but he's up and about, Thompson. Kenny Clark's made 2 interesting decisions there, awarding a free kick on the right and this free kick on the left for Celtic.
Lambert with it. Caniggia. Thompson beating the challenge by Arteta. Oh my goodness me, crushed on himself. Here he comes. He's a steamroller. Look at the size of the man. And he's getting better and better and better, I think, for Celtic.
Oh, terrific run, wasn't it? Great run.
Oh, here he came to Larson. Rickson got the vital header away. Good pressure this by Celtic. Mjällby. Lennon. And Amoruso should cut it off. Pressurised as he was by Jamie Smith. Here he comes. This is swashbuckling stuff.
Yeah, but he's quick, but he's strong as well, and goes past people, and Bonissau as well in the end to recover the situation. But when he's in full flow, Baldy, I don't think he knows where he's going to go. No one else does, but someone's going to get in the way. On that occasion, it was well mopped up by the Rangers defence.
Scored against Rangers in the semi-final last season, though they were beaten 2-1. Scored in the Tenant Scottish Cup final against them too. This is Larson and Lambert. Lennon coming close. Celtic fans couldn't understand why Lambert was left out of the side to face Liverpool. Misjudged pass on that occasion. There's the man who had to make the decision, a man for whom this competition is special. It was Martin O'Neill's first success as Celtic manager. An affiliation with the League Cup competition in England, winning it twice as a player with Forest and twice as a manager with Leicester. And now it's Amoruso's turn to come buccaneering forward. Challenge on him by Lennon. Hartson, nowhere to go at the moment, needs support. Smith. Ball's gone his way. Well in front of the Rangers fans. This is Hartson. Bonicel behind him. And that's the first corner of the CIS Insurance Cup final.
Well, we've played about 8 to 9 minutes here so far, the final. I think Celtic have started the better team. They've had a couple of free kicks on the right and the left-hand side, got the big men forward. This is the real big test for Rangers now. Celtic have got a lot of height. Mjällby, Hartson, Sutton, Larsson, Baldy, Valharan in towards the box. And I think Valharan stayed back. They've got 5 big players in the box. Rangers going to have to mark and mark well, but Celtic have had a pretty good start to this match so far.
Good decision by Stuart Logan, the assistant referee on that north stand side in front of the Rangers fans. Thompson with the corner kick. He was looking at Hartson. The early pressure here has come from Celtic. Lennon wants it just out of the picture to the right-hand side. Hartson again showing for the ball. Lambert, it's a good quick feet. Smith made a couple of misjudgments defensively against Liverpool, but he's got the ability to beat his man. Thompson hooks it out wide to Larsson. And Nixon again was covering. Been criticised in the press up here this week, Chris Sutton, for doing that, leaning back on his centre-half who's behind him, maybe holding on. How do you see it, Terry? He's a former centre-half.
No, I mean, he's one of these players that you hate playing against because his arms and his legs, and he puts his body in the way. I think that's good centre-forward play. You look at John Hartson, he does the same sort of thing. You're looking for your strikers to do that, to find out where the centre-half is, get his arms out there, protect himself, but also hold off the centre-half from coming through. I think he does very well. Sometimes he wins decisions, sometimes he loses them, but he's still a fabulous player.
Now Arteta to Bonicel on loan from Bordeaux for the rest of the season, and he has space. He's got Lovenkrantz wide, he's got De Boer just in front of him to the right-hand side, and Lovenkrantz inside Smith with the pace of the ball. He'll carry it out for a goal kick. Splendid playing surface here. The ball had too much zip there, nothing to do with the surface, but when we were here for the CIS Insurance semi-final, Celtic Dundee United earlier on in the season, it was in a threadbare state after the rains of January. It needed repair. By Ferguson, Lovenkrantz scooted in front of Mjällby. Balde, now Smith. Hangs it up for Hartson. Larsson, Rickson got the vital header away. Bonicel for Rangers. Clearing to no one in particular. Chris Valharan. And Lambert, who will drop back to fetch and carry for the Celtic midfield. Mjällby looking for a hat-trick of CIS winners' medals. Hartson. Smith. Well, he may well have just tagged his man, did he? No! Again, Kenny Clark, the referee, gives the decision Celtic's way. It was a positive drive, though, wasn't it, by Smith?
Certainly was, and Bonicel does well here. I think there's an accident. Oh, he just throws himself to the ground. I think they got that right, and he's got to be influenced by his linesman on the far side, has Kenny Clark, and no flag, so therefore no decision for Bonicel. Second corner for Celtic.
Looked a good decision from up here. Thompson with the corner kick. Ferguson got a touch. Lennon wants it. Thompson again. Lennon ran into Arteta. Rickson drives it out, looks for Moss. And that should be eased away by Valharan, and under pressure he did well. Celtic have certainly started the sharper here. Smith has started in very positive and confident style. Came on a couple of years ago against Kilmarnock in the final of this. Celtic won it with a Larsson hat-trick. Mjalby forward. Larsson. Hartson must have been offside and was.
I think just about the 2 yards offside there. He wins the header, comes down to Larsson. Larsson thinks about the shot and then plays it just fractionally offside, if anything. Not much in that, to be fair. It looked a lot more, 2 or 3 yards, but probably only talking about 2 or 3 inches in the end. But it was the right decision. But Arteta took a bit of a knock there early on. We've actually had the sight of Ronald de Boer marking at the back from set pieces.
Oh, this is a chance for Rangers, and just off the line by Valharen. It was Lovenkrantz who got beyond his man and hooked it goalwards. And Rangers from nothing. They've been under the cosh in the opening 13 minutes, sprung out and very nearly took the lead.
Yeah, he does well to get on the end of this. Douglas comes out no man's land. Caniggia can't make the ground up, but Valharen did ever so well. He could easily put that in the back of his own net, but look at this. Clearance just gets there in front of Caniggia and hooks it away. Bit of a half volley, just gets there and puts it away. Ends up in the back of the net himself with Caniggia, but saves the opening goal.
Lovenkrantz very near his 6th goal against Celtic in 2 seasons. Larsson has won that against Rickson, who glares at Caniggia, and this is Thompson. Just touched away by Amoroso. It may have deflected off Hartson. It is a throw in to Rangers.
It just shows you how easily Martin Hill will be concerned about that. Celtic dominating the first 14 minutes of the match. A couple of corners, a couple of free kicks, no real efforts on goal, and all of a sudden one long ball from Bonacel over the top. Lovenkrantz is in, and Valharen has to rescue the day underneath his own crossbar. But that's how easily games can change, especially old firm matches.
If we've just seen pictures of Martin O'Neill about to sit down on the dugout, then make a note of it. History will be made, because he very rarely sits still. Free kick this time for Rangers. And a word from the referee, Kenny Clark, for Paul Lambert.
I think he was thinking about the yellow card there on that one. I think his hand is straight to his pocket there. He's not giving Paul Lambert the yellow card, is giving him a bit of a lecture. No doubt about the foul. Just too quick there, Lovenkrantz. Lambert going down, thinking he can just slide and win the ball. No malice in that, just trying to hook the ball. In the end, just getting a lecture from Kenny Clark.
Beginning now to find his stride pattern, Lovenkrantz, and worry Celtic. Ferguson. Moles holds it up, nice spin against Bali, good turn. Lambert got back with the challenge. Smith will clear and look for Larsson. Mjalby will have to get it away, second time of asking. Barry Ferguson, the chest trap down. Such a good player. And again. Amoroso. De Boer. Dropping deep. The link man between midfield and the front men. Rickson to Caniggia. Was fouled, was he? Oh! The assistant referee says he was the man who was pushing Valharen off.
Yeah, I think you'll find this is the right decision. Not quite the angle that we can see it, but from up here, it definitely looked as though Caniggia was trying to get on the outside. Valharen was already in the space. There we are. Look, you see you see the left hand from Caniggia just tugging away at Valharen's shirt. Definite free kick there against the Rangers striker.
8 goals this season for the former Argentinian World Cup player. In the air by Balde. Rickson. De Boer. Lovenkrantz is on the left-hand flank, and Bonacel now has it. Thinks about a cross. Lovenkrantz. Well, see that challenge from Lennon again. Because to me, just left the foot in there on Lovenkrantz. Celtic can break. Hartson, has he got the pace to keep this in?
No.
Bonacel. Only his 4th game for Rangers. 2 have now been in Old Firm derbies. Smith to Sutton, tried to cut it away to Larsson. Arteta played in trouble by Bonacel. It was a risky pass. Lennon was ready to pounce. Lambert strong. Lennon. And Smith is seeing a lot of the ball on that right-hand side now to run Bonicel. And he's still going, and he's still going. And Cross makes an easy save.
Is that Celtic's first shot on goal? 17.5 minutes. Yeah, they've had a lot of pressure, a lot of corners, a lot of free kicks, not produced anything really of any real note. A couple of dangerous balls into the box. That's the first shot from Jamie Smith. Did well to come inside on his left foot, but straight at Cross.
Mjällby. Lambert, who's still hungry for success. He's now, what, 33 years of age, the Celtic skipper. And wants more success for club and international level too. His manager is here today watching. David Moyes, the Everton manager, also amongst the interested spectators. Two of the Charlton Athletic players are up here, I can tell you. Jonathan Johansson was a former Rangers player, of course. Lovenkrantz. Mjällby, Lennon, Smith all combine well. It's a lovely, lovely turn by Lambert. Came to nothing though. Arteta. Now De Boer looking for Caniggia. What a pace this is being played at. Caniggia and Valheren shoulder the shot. It's going to be an interesting one to watch throughout the afternoon, I think, that.
Yeah, I think Valheren's on top by a distance at the moment. Caniggia not really onto his game and not being found by passes at the moment.
Smith. Bonicel is there. Hartson. Oh, it was a chance. It was a chance. Arteta. Balde has time. Oh, and nonchalance too. Well, you said I'd never forget the atmosphere, Terry, and I don't think I will.
Yeah, it's pretty tame at the moment, really. I mean, there's been a few goalmouth incidents, not many. One, of course, of note from that Valheren clearance underneath the bar, but so far not really a great deal of goalmouth chances, but still a good atmosphere.
Smith again. Hasn't he seen a lot of the ball? Has he not that too long? He has.
He's had a bright start at Smith. Hartson just saying he would like some more crosses coming into the box here. He needs to produce. This cross coming in here from Smith, he does well to react, Hartson, but the ball, I think the pace of the cross just got him, couldn't get his legs right, hit his back leg and bounced down range, is able to clear the ball. But Smith has done well on that right-hand side. We talked about Caniggia and Valheren, but the duel across the other flank between Smith and Bonicel has started to develop into a good contest.
Hartson approaching 50 goals for Celtic. He needs 3 more. He's only played 79 games for them. That's a push on De Boer.
If you see the pace of the game, we talked about the pace of the game being a good frantic start to the match, but you wonder how Celtic will react to that game against Liverpool and the amount of chasing they had to do on the night to chase Liverpool's passing. You wonder how long this game will go, and if it does go to extra time, what will Celtic's stamina reserves be like then?
Jerome Bonicel sees again the run of Lovenkrantz. Smith away to Sutton. Rangers just now beginning to build up a rhythm and a pace themselves. De Boer. On to Caniggia from Rickson. Needs to get the cross away. Beyond Mols. Out by Mjällby. Sutton to Larsson. And back again. Still Larsson. Smith has made the energetic thrust away down that right-hand side. Sutton is now on the edge of the penalty area. Hartson is just behind him. Amorous away. Thompson steadies himself. Deadly left foot. Didn't use it there. Mjällby. Sutton finding space. Larsson tried a little trick. Tried to find Thompson and Rickson away. Caniggia. And he finds Bonicel. And we can find Trevor Stephen down by the Rangers dugout. Trevor.
Yeah, Jonathan, Alex McLeish is a little bit concerned about what's been going down on the right-hand side. Lack of real penetration coming from this right-hand side, particularly Caniggia. Valharan seems to have the better of him. He's been scribbling away frantically his notepad, making occasional glances to his substitutes even at this early stage.
Oh, chance here for Lovenkrantz in the box. Saved by the keeper. Moles couldn't make it. Caniggia can! Midway through the first half of the CIS Insurance Cup final. And Rangers take the lead. Claudio Caniggia scores in the final for a second season running.
Unbelievable. Good play by De Boer. Released Lovenkrantz, came out there. Good save by Douglas. Valharan slips, and possibly Rangers' worst player on the pitch. We talked about Caniggia. His input into the game so far has been nothing at all. And all of a sudden he pops up. There you are. Taps it in. Thanks very much. 1-0. Unbelievable. I'll tell you what, Bowley almost blocked it on the line as well, but that's the kind of fortune that can go for you. Rangers have just started to get the ascendancy, as Jonathan was saying, just started to get hold of the pace of the game, started to get hold of the ball, make the possession, get into the Celtic penalty area. On that occasion, good play by Lovenkrantz, and in the end, Caniggia just pops up at the right time, in the right place, at the right moment, puts him 1-0 up.
Score whether he's played River Plate and Verona and Benfica, with Dundee and with Rangers. Claudio Caniggia, 18th goal in 70 games for Rangers. Wonder what would have happened in World Cup 1990 had he not been banned for Argentina in the build-up and not run out of rhythm. Terry, you were there with England, because there was I think he would have graced the final, which of course was a disgrace to the name of the game ultimately.
Yeah, I think he would have done, but I wasn't caring much about the final. I was at home, I think, getting drunk at the time because we got knocked out. But no, I mean, he's done nothing in the game so far, Caniggia. If anything, I think he possibly started the move that led to that through ball for Lovenkrantz. So he had a small part to play early on, but he's done nothing in the game, but he's put Rangers 1-0 up. But like we said before, you know, these games can all of a sudden change. It takes a second to score a goal, and you know, Rangers have been on the receiving end from Celtic passing, but Celtic looked the more confident and dominant side, and all of a sudden they find themselves 1-0 down, and Rangers now very, very confident. The crowd is singing, the crowd are happy, he's happy. Caniggia, he'd be delighted about that. He scored in the second successive final. He likes the taste of winning, I'm sure he does, and he is a great player, there's no doubt about that, and that should inspire him now to really get more into the game.
The West Stand is jumping. Hamden is rocking, and Rangers are leading. Rickson, good work by Hartson to close back at him. Just wonder whether or not Martin O'Neill's Celtic will find those legs growing heavier and heavier by the minute. Now they are behind, but there's still a long, long way to go in this. Balde. Ferguson scoops forward looking for Moles.
O'Neill just got out to the touchline there just to say a few words, trying to encourage his players, because you need an immediate response. If you go 1-0 down in an Old Firm match, you need to show the fans and show your manager as well, show your teammates that it's just a minor setback, it's a temporary setback, and normal service will be resumed as soon as possible. So he needs a reaction from his players now. I'm sure he'll get one.
Now this is Thompson looking for Larsson. A neat interchange of passing there. More away. On by Moles. Balde has time. More time than he thought, obviously, and Smith stabs it out. Similarities between 2003 and 1982, when Celtic met Rangers in the final of this competition, and Celtic were chasing 4 trophies, and they won this competition. That was all they won, and this is Lovenkrantz again with his speed. They also beat Dundee United in the semi that year. Thompson looking for Sutton, just allowed the ball to run on a little bit too long. Moore, did he take him out, or was it a fair challenge, Terry?
I think in American football terms, that was a great block. MVC just coming across there, like bang, thank you very much. And Lamento, you have a free chance to clear that ball.
Certainly closed the door, didn't he? Thompson, Larson went for the flick. Amoroso, Sutton, there's great space away to Smith on the right-hand corner of the penalty area. Hartson can see him now. Finally does. He jinks. And gets another chance. 18 minutes to go in the first half. Rangers leading with a Knigia goal. Sutton with a flick on. Half a chance for Larson. Deflected. Came off Amoroso, I think.
And that was a good ball towards the far post here. It was a good flick from Sutton. Larson just gets into space and Amoroso has to come across, and I think he blocked it with his backside. Manuel reaction there, not quite in. On target, but it's gone behind for a corner.
Missed 5 weeks with a broken jaw, Henrik Larsson. I wonder if his sharpness is somewhat dulled. Lambert with the corner kick, Baldy pushing. Well, it wasn't the most subtle of pushes in the world. It wasn't disguised.
I think that was WWF. Here we go. Ready to
get over.
Thanks very much. And even then, John Hartson slices the ball over the bar, but a definite free kick. Easy for Kenny Clark to spot then, but that's the sort of area that Celtic need to find with their corners, with their free kicks onto Baldy. Rangers have a problem at set pieces that hasn't been exploited yet. The service from the wide areas, Jamie Smith's centres into the middle have not been of the highest standard, but they've still managed to find 1 or 2 Celtic players in the box, but Celtic at the moment not finding the target with their shots.
On us out to Arteta. And again, Amoroso drives out. Michael Morris just dropping deep. A regular McQuist-type scorer has been a problem for Rangers to find. They've tried various players up front. Morris is the one who gets the chance there. That's a free kick. The Big Ek, they call him, Alex McLeish, has a great record against Celtic. He's lost just 1 in 7 games in charge of Rangers. And indeed, they've won 5 of their last 6 finals against Celtic. Löwenkrantz. The whole key to the game seems to be on that far side from us, though, Terry. Löwenkrantz for Rangers and Jamie Smith going the other way for Celtic.
Yeah, well, you would say that although Jamie Smith has probably seen more of the ball, it's been Löwenkrantz that's contributed more to the game so far. The one chance that he had, he just dinked it past Douglas, and Valharan cleared off the line, and then he was in again. Douglas saved his shot, only for Knigia to follow up and put it in the back of the net for the opening goal. But it is an interesting side, 2 interesting duels over there. You've got Jamie Smith trying to come back and mark Löwenkrantz as well, but Löwenkrantz has had the upper hand when he's got into that final third.
Out by Kloss. De Boer on. Walsh to De Boer. Knigia. Rickson. Walsh. Bad challenge by Balde. Play on. Rickson left down as well by Thompson. Thinks that Rickson has made a meal of it.
This will be interesting.
Yellow card for Thompson. 7th caution of the season.
Now, was that for the foul, or was that for his reaction after the foul? Let's have a look.
That's a foul. That's a bookable challenge, I think, Terry.
Yeah. But then you look at this afterwards, the rolling about and the writhing about. I think that's
it's shameful.
Other players would just stay still and stay down. But here we go again. Just coming inside here. Good play by Rangers. Good play by Rickson. It was, to be fair. Plays the ball. And then the left leg, the trailing leg from Thompson just catches him. And he goes down. So Thompson becomes the first player booked, and then a free kick on the right-hand side for Rangers.
Well, the challenge was a bad one. It was worthy of a booking, but the reaction was shameful. It's something we see far too often in the game.
Yeah, sometimes we do that. And if you ask a referee sometimes on the pitch or just off the pitch as to why he booked the play, they'll normally say it's not for the foul, it's for the actual reaction after that, because the player will feel that the other player has done his best to get him booked.
Arteta stands over the free kick. Ferguson is there as well. Knigia in the middle. And Mols. And De Boer. And Amoroso. And Moore's around the back as well. And Löwenkrantz to make the run. It was Thompson who blocked. Crumbonicel. Beyond Hartson now taking on Smith. That's better defending. That's good defending. That's well done. That's a goal kick.
Well played, Jamie Smith on the far side there. Bonitel trying to go around the outside, but Jamie Smith showing that he can defend and get back and work hard. It's a shift up on that down that right-hand side, but he's prepared to get back and he's prepared to get forward as well. He's having a good match, Jamie Smith, so far.
Arteta beaten in the air by Sutton. This is Rickson. Moles held the ball up well for them. Ferguson. Rangers leading 1-0. Goal by Caniggia. Free kick Lennon's way. Stop-start so far, really. Amoroso gets across to cover. Caniggia sees Lovenkrantz. It was not a great pass. And Ferguson has space. Book. And the referee will have a quiet word with Chris Sutton. And the rhythm of the game is being broken by too many foul challenges. But then I guess that's the nature of an Old Firm derby, is it, Tarek?
That's what it's about. Every foul is greeted with a chorus of dissent from one team and praise from the other. So you've got to be very careful.
Moles, Lovenkrantz in, chance here for Rangers! He's done it again against Celtic! Rangers 2, Celtic 0. Peter Lovenkrantz, 9th goal of the season. And boy, does he love to score against Celtic.
Well, he's a pleased man, is Lovenkrantz, because he's given Johan Mjalby a torrid time on the right-hand side. You look at this run inside here. Good ball back, lovely ball, definitely onside, yards onside. Mjalby doesn't stay with him, and look at that finish. A cool finish. Douglas out to narrow the angle, goes down to his left as Rob Douglas, but just slots the ball, Peter Lovenkrantz, to the right-hand side. There's the celebration, there's the smile. 2-0 Rangers. Alec McLeish obviously delighted with that, but it's clever play from Lovenkrantz because he's run off the ball there. It's not for the first time he's made that run in behind Johan Mjalby. He's been found on that occasion and well finished.
Scored the winner effectively in the 10-inch Scottish Cup final last season. Scored in the CIS semi-final against Celtic. He's done them again. Here he is once more, Lovenkrantz. Free kick this way. This time given against Lovenkrantz, I should say. It's a free kick that will be taken by Rob Douglas. Well, the opening 5 minutes looked very good and accomplished for Celtic, but now 2-0 down.
It certainly didn't, but he had time then, really. I mean, it's scandalous defending from Mjalby, really, just to allow him to go across and not run with him, at least try and make an effort to catch up to him, because when he got the ball through, Lovenkrantz, he had time to really pick his spot, and Celtic need to respond. They need to respond quickly. They've got themselves in a good situation now with the free kick. They need to use their height. They've not had the best of service into the box for their big men. They definitely need it now.
Seems to have been caught betwixt and between Mjalby in these opening 35 minutes. Comes inside to help Balde against Moles when perhaps he should sit up tight wide on the far side. The Rangers left where Lovenkrantz is galloping so freely. This is a free kick to Celtic. Lambert is there. Thompson will attack the ball. I think it came off Moore, did it last? Off the Australian and a corner kick to Celtic. Can they respond? Thompson with the corner kick. Balde heads it back across. Hartson and Sutton tussling. And the drive by Smith was lofted, off balance and over.
It wasn't the best of finishes from Jamie Smith, but Celtic put 6 men into the box. Valharan went up into the penalty area. Then it was a good long deep cross to the far post. Baldy won it, and there was Hartson and Larson, I think, fighting for the ball, going out to Jamie Smith. he put his shot over the bar. But the Celtic have a problem. They've always had a problem when they play against Rangers, because Rangers invariably play 3 strikers, and they're playing 3 strikers today. Celtic with a back 3 as well, so it's virtual 3 1-for-1 situations all over that Celtic back line. And if you get 1v1 Lovenkrantz against Mjällby and the ball's put in behind, there's only one winner.
Martin beaten in the air by Moore. This is Lambert, fouled by Arteta. Well, Amoruso screams at the referee, and so too does Barry Ferguson, but the free kick still the same way as far as Kenny Clark is concerned. Larsson and Thompson there. Larsson, who scored in the '98 final, and then the hat-trick against Kilmarnock a couple of years ago. 35 in 36 games this season. A remarkable tally. And it is the Swede. Bending but bending, just the wrong side of the post.
Well, I'm not too sure if Stefan Klos had that covered, but it was well struck. Here we go. Gets it up, gets it down. Klos has come across, puts his hand on the post. I think he did have a good view of that and was able to cover it. Amoruso trying to run back onto the post. I don't know what he's doing, but Klos, I think, would have had that covered. But a good free kick, a good effort. Possibly apart from Jamie Smith's shot, the only effort that Celtic have had on the Rangers goal. They've had a lot of possession. They've got balls into the area. 4 corners, I think, they've had in the match so far. They're really unable to trouble Klos.
Celtic watchers were telling us just before kick-off, Terry, that they believe that Celtic have been running on adrenaline in the last couple of games because of the build-up of fixtures. It's not the greatest squad, and I think Martin O'Neill will want money to be made available, if there is, because, of course, of the club's debts for strengthening, continuously linked with clubs back in England, of course, Martin O'Neill. That's a lovely ball, Arteta to Caniggia, looking for Mols. Holds it up, releases, Rickson is there. It's a great diving save by Valgeren, who blocked it. And Thompson couldn't save the corner. But Valgeren, I would imagine, stopped an almost certain third Rangers goal.
Yeah, good cutback here by Caniggia and Moles. Look at that turn there, just waiting for somebody to come up. Rickson comes up, and it's a great diving block by Valgeren. I think he probably blocks it with his face. We'll have a look at this one. Here comes the shot. Oh, he blocks it with his arm. I think Boulder was behind that, but I think that was accidental.
Climbing there by Craig Moore, but he was levering himself up on Mjällby.
And I think it's one of those blocks, isn't it? You just throw yourself, and you don't control the ball. In fact, if you look at it, I don't think Valgeren would even see where the ball was. He just threw himself to try and block it, and he did block it, but blocked it with his arm.
What should the Celtic back 3 be doing then to cope with the Rangers' strike formation?
There's a shot again, and it does strike his arm, but he just throws himself at him. He throws himself at Rickson. I would say that if he awards a penalty, that's very, very harsh.
How should they be dealing with the formation Rangers have thrown at them, Terry? Maltz with the 2 wide men withdrawn.
Well, it's difficult. He's always gone this way, Martin O'Neill. Very, very rare. He rarely changes his 3 at the back to a 4 to accommodate Rangers' front 3, and you just rely on it. When you're 2-0 down now, you can't go to a back 4. You've got to go man for man and just say, hold it tight at the back if you can. Don't allow stupid mistakes. Allow the ball out wide, if anything. We've got to get those goals back. Bonicel
away, Caniggia at the pace, top of the picture of Lovenkrantz. He's still running. Arteta sort of dug the ball to him, dug down on the pass, and Smith can intercept for Celtic. Henrik Larsson acknowledges immediately to Hartson in the middle the poor quality of his cross.
It's unusual for Henrik Larsson, really. He's normally very good at passing. He's normally good at seeing his fellow strikers. Good break by Jamie Smith to release him. But on that occasion, the ball going behind for a goal kick. But just the body language of the Celtic players, I think they can't wait to get in at half-time, see what the manager's going to do, give themselves a refreshing drink and freshen themselves up for the second half, because they have to have a go in the second half. Their fans will demand that. Martin O'Neill will demand it, and they've got to try and somehow get themselves back into the game, but they have to be positive. They have to throw them forward, but they need better delivery from free kicks and corners.
Now Smith with space to drive upon himself. 3 in the middle. Larsson is there. Didn't beat the first man, which was Ferguson. Lennon. Lambert. A little bit too tight, wasn't it? Oh, mistake by Ferguson, which is a rarity. And Sutton to stretch into the challenge. He's already had a word with him.
This is the final word, I think.
I think he said 1, 2, 3. A fourth gives you the card.
If he was a Motherwell player, by the way, he'd have been sent off by now. I must have to say that. Our Motherwell players seem to get booked on the first challenge, but perhaps I'm slightly biased in that comment.
As the French would say, les grapes sour. This is Hartson and Larsson. Oh, did Clough get a fingertip to it? He did. Rangers just switched off.
Well, that was really sloppy play from, I think it was Amoruso who actually played the ball. Yes, it was, and Hartson just laid in Larsson there with a shot. I think it was well tipped over in the end by Kloss, but Rangers almost shot themselves in the foot. They're coasting towards half-time, 2-0 up, and almost gave Celtic a lifeline.
Thompson with the corner kick. A minute of stoppage time will be added. Hartson. Kloss didn't seem to know whether to come or go. And Genigia knows just one way to go. Lennon was struggling to get up with him, but Jamie Smith covered on the Celtic right. Misplaced pass. Possession conceded too cheaply. Genigia, Rickson. Moss getting in front of Balde. Rickson, good football, Rangers. Mjalby away. That was good approach work. Ferguson. Oh, there's been an incident on the edge of the penalty area, and Lovenkrantz has gone down holding his face. I think it was Balde, the man who was behind him. Kenny Clark is checking. Nothing comes of it.
I didn't see that, to be honest. Here's the replay. He holds it back.
Well, he had his hand wrapped round him.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, if Kenny Clark had spotted that, he would have done very, very well. But you don't really do that, and Balde shouldn't do that, especially in the edge of the penalty area. If anybody does see that, he could be sent off in a penalty there for Rangers, but it was needless play.
Rickson with his chest strapped down. Stretching for the ball. I think he had every right to stretch for it, Valhaden. Rangers fans could say they might have had a couple of penalties. We're into stoppage time now. Arveladze. And again, there's a Rangers player down here. It's Mols's time, is it?
Yep.
Let's have a look. Molson Balde again.
Yeah, we can't quite see what he does there, but you see his right arm raised there, Balde, and he does make contact with the Rangers player.
Well, let's hope it doesn't degenerate as it did in 2001 in the semi-final of this competition, when Reina, Molson, Moravcik was sent off and 9 players booked.
I think Balde's got to be very careful, because there's 2 incidents now where he's raised his hand at Rangers players. When you're in the vicinity of an opponent, you should not raise your hands at all and give anybody a chance to even con themselves into getting a sent off or getting a caution. You've got to be very, very careful. They're 2-0 down. The last thing Celtic can do really is to give Rangers an advantage with 10 men against 11.
The half-time whistle goes with Claudio Caniggia having scored the first for Rangers on 22 minutes and Lovenkrantz the second on 34, and they seem to have a steely grip on this final. Are Rangers heading for their 23rd success in this competition? Coming up, the thoughts of Kenny Dalglish and the rest of the team as Rangers lead at half-time 2-0.
Caniggia was stung into action. And then the man with a good scoring record against Celtic made it even better. Lovenkrantz latching on to Mole's vision. So it looks like the revenge has come pretty quick for Rangers. 2-0 they lead, but it is, of course, only half-time. And Kenny, there's no doubt that it was Celtic who started brighter today, but then it changed completely, didn't it?
Yeah, Celtic have pressed forward on a few occasions. For the few corners, their delivery hasn't been great. The delivery even from open play hasn't been great into the box. The Rangers have passed it very well. This is an illustration through Bonnie Sell. Knocks a good ball into Kinesia, and he just can't take it properly in his chest over the bar. They've caused a lot of problems down the left-hand side through Lovenkrands. But De Boer and Moles are real thorns in their side here.
Moles has been very impressive, hasn't he?
Yeah, and this is one that, I don't know where Rob Douglas has gone, but Vaughan does brilliantly to get back to clear that away there. And they should have learned the lesson with that. That's a ball over Johan Mjällby's head for the speed of Lovenkrands. But they've played it very well. This is a chance. Jamie Smith has done quite a bit with the ball, but this is probably his best cross of the game. And unfortunately, John Hartson, he can't get a touch on it.
Yeah, he's looked more confident, Jamie Smith, hasn't he? But
yeah.
He just hasn't delivered.
I mean, that's a great ball from Michael Moles, De Boer there, over to Kinesia. It's well blocked by Harm. But Rangers definitely passed it better. De Boer's made a huge difference. Amaruso gets a bit slack here just before half-time. I'm sure Big Alec won't be too complimentary about that. And Klaus gets a good touch from Henrik, but that's only the second time Klaus has been brought into action.
Do you think Celtic looked tired today, or is it just they're being outplayed at the moment?
I think they've been outplayed. I mean, Rangers have got a game plan and it's worked against Celtic 6 times previously, and it seems to be working today. But the big player today, and the big difference from last week, is De Boer and Moles. The two of them are doing brilliantly.
You know, one Celtic player, despite the scoreline today, obviously, who's become a real hero with the fans, is Bobo Balde. How do you think he's doing today?
He's totally enthusiastic. The fans love a try. They love to see him wearing the shirt and the sleeve. And here he goes here. He's away. He had a similar run in the semi-final that brought the first goal. But he is there to defend. And don't worry about it when it comes up there. He's in there to win the header. Rangers have played to their strengths and away from Balde's. They've got it into Michael Moles' foot, and he started to play and brings people into it. And it's been a real interesting contest, but I think Rangers are on top at the moment. It's difficult to see how Celtic are going to get back into this.
All right, well, let's have a look at some of your text messages from today. First one comes from James Crown from Ardrossan. Lovenkrands gets all the plaudits, but I think Bonisal should get just as much praise. Well, Pat, as usual, is in the analysis area.
Yeah, I have to say Bonisal had a great game today, and I think he had a good game the last game last week. But all three of them on the left, as Kenny said, have been doing very, very well indeed. Every time they've got up the left-hand side, Bonisal's a clever, he's an intelligent player. He's always looking for the players running through. But this time the one that got through to him was Kinesia. But they're constantly looking for a build-up and understanding on the left, and that's classic there. Very, very unlucky they never got to it. But that's the one they needed, that's the one that they should have heeded, but they didn't. And this is not the first time this has happened between Celtic and Rangers, that Lovenkrands has been used and that pace on the left has been used. Celtic don't play with a recognised right back as such. Rangers notice that and they work against it, and that's once again trying to slide that ball through. You know what the game plan is, you can see it. Celtic have to be alive to it, but sadly for Celtic they weren't for a lot of periods of the game. Again, De Boer was clever throughout the game, but again, Lovenkrands time and time again seems to be able to get beyond the Celtic defence. And before the game I felt that De Boer was one of the most important players. I think with him himself, and as Kenny says, Moles has done well, but Lovenkrands constantly coming in from that left-hand side, making great use of the space behind the Celtic defence. Wonderful play by Lovenkrands, and we really thought that would be a problem today.
Well, Helen O'Sullivan from Torquay has texted to say we should never have dropped Lambert for the Liverpool game. Great battle between him and De Boer, and this one's for the boys in the commentary box.
Yeah, I was surprised that Lambert didn't play against Liverpool. Fresh pair of legs today, but the return of Ronald De Boer has made such a difference, Terry. Let's have a look at the two of them.
Yeah, you see Lambert here just on the side, just gets in a bit of a fankle there with Valhaeren, but he's the one that tidies things up. Good turn there on the right side. Eventually plays a good pass, but intercepts well here. He does that ever so well, gets his body in the way. Lincoln is looking to play passes and plays a good one too, and just tidies things up. He's a very attack-minded player. Like Ronald De Boer here, he picks the ball up, good turn. He always gets the ball away from his feet, never gets caught by the defender coming in behind. Releases a good ball out wide. Eventually the free kick goes against Rangers, but De Boer is more of a forward-type player. Lambert's the one that sits back. Good ball up front here. Good flick on as well. He's not bad in the air as De Boer. And he's very, very clever player. Good ball inside. Has to delay it there, of course, but good twist, good turn, and a good ball out to the right-hand side.
So De Boer looking strong for Rangers at this moment in time, and also Lambert key for Celtic, but it's De Boer who has the link. Caniggia getting on the end of that one, of course, a score, and Rangers have the advantage. And the message perhaps from us, the way the game's going to go, follow De Boer.
Boys, thanks very much indeed. Well, it's a long, long way back for Celtic, isn't it? No wonder they're singing. Not them, though. Second half's coming up next. To go back to Terry and Piercy.
Thanks very much, Steve. No changes at half-time. Celtic in the green and white hoops and the white shorts to kick from left to right in this second half. Kenny Clark blows his whistle, and therefore off we go. And this is Mjällby immediately looking for Larsson. Hartson has Smith wide to the right touchline. Amoruso was too strong for him in the challenge. Pressurised by Sutton and away by the goalkeeper, wearing a cap in this second half. Kloss, no changes to that Celtic team. The formation: Mjällby, Baldi, Valcheren at the back, Smith and Thompson the wing-backs, Lennon, Lambert, Sutton behind Larsson and Hartson. And Rangers unchanged here: Rickson, Moore, Amoruso, Bonicella back four, Ferguson and Arteta sitting in, De Boer linking behind Kidinja, Mols and Lovenkrantz, the front three. Bonicella to De Boer again, coming short to find the ball and spray it away. His use of possession has been very crisp, Terry.
Yeah, it's been excellent. It's been good in the final third as well, but he's also having to come back and pick up on corners. I think he actually picks up John Hartson in corners and free kicks, you know, which is quite remarkable, and does a pretty good job against him. So he's got a key role to play, and he's one of these players that can just get you out of the mess as well. He'll keep hold of the ball and invite the free kick. He'll waste a bit of time as well, but he's a quality player.
Thompson was fouled. I wonder if he's feeling the effect of the injury he picked up against Liverpool on Thursday. Sutton trying to chest it off. Mjällby was levered off it by Mols. And there's a springing Celtic step at the start of the second half. Smith with the cross, looking for Sutton, came off Rickson. Hartson, Thompson, Larsson was in the middle, Rickson was quick to close and block. Lambert, another throw for Celtic. Excuse me. Off Amoruso. Is that a handball? Play on. Lennon, tidy pass to Hartson. Ricochets off Amoruso. Thompson, Celtic pressurising. Poor cross, Amoruso blocks. Lambert's headed back in, looks for Sutton. Came off Moore, Larsson's head down. This is Hartson, blocked by Amoruso. Hartson once again out by Moore. Or was it Ferguson who cleared it away in the end? I think it was Barry Ferguson who got the final touch. There he is again, the Rangers captain covering ground. Lovenkrantz tried to find De Boer. Lennon was there. Lennon too strong for the Dutchman. Larsson couldn't hold possession. Rangers have held the possession much better when they found the front man, Mols. It has stuck with him. He's brought other players into play. Balde's won that one though. And Smith on at Bonicella, who hangs deep from him. Wasted cross.
Yeah, it was very interesting at half-time. Listen to Kenny Dalglish talk about the quality of the crosses from Celtic. We mentioned it in the first half as well. It hasn't been good, and they've had quite a few opportunities to put good balls into the box, and we've seen the panic that a good delivery into the box can cause Rangers at the back. They're just taking their time here. Kloss just wasting a few precious seconds, but the quality has to be better. The Celtic have good, strong players. With Sutton gone into the box, Larsson and Hartson, of course, up there. Quality balls in the box can cause so many problems for Rangers.
Straight to Lennon. But finding Smith. Mjällby. Larsson, that's a good ball. Smith has the pace to get beyond De Boer and get the cross in, looking for Hartson, taken out by Amoruso. Caniggia away. One or two Celtic fans down in front of us thought Sutton was fouled. Positive start in the second half by Celtic. Mind you, this is the way they started the first period. Caniggia stopped them in the tracks on 22 minutes, and Lovenkrantz 12 minutes later gave Rangers this 2-goal buffer. Ferguson, head upright, looking. Super pass into the path of Lovenkrantz. Balde's on the case. Lovenkrantz cross away by Valcheren. Lovenkrantz picks out Caniggia in space with time. Tried to pass it into the back of the net. The chance was gone. Sutton. There's Larsson peeling away to the Celtic left, covered by Moore. Very underrated defender, I think. Craig Moore.
We all saw what Craig Moore did at Upton Park for Australia against England, and formed a very solid barrier there, and he's proving a very solid barrier today. But the game just livening up there. Rangers getting good possession and springing the offside.
And Moles here to the edge of the penalty area. Now Douglas was quick to come. Alec McLeish, what's he saying there to his players? I wonder, Alec McLeish.
I think he's trying to say to them, just be patient and keep the ball, because the worst thing Rangers can do is just sit back and allow Celtic to come onto them and allow them to get good quality balls into the box. And they've got a good free kick here. Sutton's gone down injured. I think another knee on his backside there. You want to see this challenge. Here we go. Up. Yes, there's the right knee. Oh, right in the backside there of Chris Sutton. He'll feel that. That'll be painful tonight, I'll tell you.
He's struggling already with the groin shot. I'm not too sure, Terry, whether he's been moving freely as the game.
He doesn't look fit to me. He doesn't look fit, and that certainly won't help things. Whether he's got a sore groin or not, he'll have a sore backside now, because that'll be painful.
Chris Sutton with various sore nether regions then. Lennon and Thompson. Inside Caniggia. And screwed it away. Maybe just lifted his head there to have a look to see what was in the middle. Martin O'Neill tries to generate more from his team.
We'll be pleased with the start the Celtic have shown in the first 5 or 6 minutes of the second half, but they still haven't had a shot, I don't think. They still haven't had a good quality ball into the box, and they still haven't caused Rangers a lot of problems. If anything, Rangers looked more dangerous when they broke about 2 or 3 minutes ago.
Balde. Thompson. Moore. Blocking Ferguson with space. Can't find the range of the pass to Moles. Now Neil Lennon. Valcheren. Played in a good spirit for an Old Firm derby, despite 2 silly shenanigans from Balde towards the end of the first half, and he seemed to lay a hand on one of the Rangers players. He was lucky to get away with 1 or 2 incidents. Mjalvik. Larsson, Sutton, chance. What went wrong there, Terry?
Well, John Hartson had come off early on in that move, the ball going to Chris Sutton on the far post, and John Hartson didn't get back into the box. It was a lofted left-footed cross by Sutton, hoping for Hartson, but Hartson wasn't there, so they need to get men into the box. He looked pretty tired.
This is Hartson again. Larsson's made the run through the middle. That's a fine ball. Henrik Larsson's got a chance. He had to take the shot early because he knew Craig Moore was covering off behind him. Offside flag might have been raised anyway, was it?
I don't think it was, you know. I think Connie Clarence is saying that there's 2 balls on the pitch there, a ball on the far side, but that was a great ball through, and a great run by Henry Larsson. But that's probably the best chance that Celtic have had in the game, really. The first chance that Larsson has gone in behind, other than the mistake by Amoruso late on in the first half. But he took his shot early. Craig Moore was coming across as well to try and block it, but he put it about 2 or 3 wide, or 2 or 3 feet wide.
There's an interesting report coming out, the Soccer Investor report, called The Old Firm's Contribution to Scottish Football. Just shows the domination they have over the Scottish game financially. The Old Firm turnover in the last 3 years, 250 million roughly. That's 2/3 of the total SPL turnover. Absolutely dominant. And here they are again in another domestic final. The debate goes on, Terry, whether Scottish football overall would be stronger if Celtic and Rangers did move to the Premiership or to another competition.
It doesn't matter how much what their income, what their turnover is. They need games. They need to play against the Motherwells and the Hibs and the Hearts. They need games to play, and they have to play in this league. They can't go anywhere else.
Smith. Moore away, drops to Hartson. Well, it was dipping. Another chance.
Yeah, Larson's had a chance, Hartson's had a chance. It wasn't a good header from Craig Moore here, couldn't get distance, took it well and hit it on a dipping volley, and that was only about a foot over the bar. Here's the control to step back, a bit like Anthony Amy did yesterday for Southampton, but didn't hit the woodwork on that occasion. Martin O'Neill, look at that, look, see. You'll soon know when Celtic have scored, because Martin O'Neill jumped about 20 feet in the air.
On a sell away. Once more he stood up well to an Old Firm derby thwack. The atmosphere raucous, bristling. Good start to the second half by Celtic, but they need a goal. On a sell once more. He should get it away. It's been a bit sluggish. Logan Krantz was steaming up behind him. They're rampant at the moment, the Rangers fans. Yalby. Alden has time.
Oh.
Well, he didn't have that much time because the ball was behind him, and of all the options, perhaps he chose the most risky. Hartson was wheeling Amoroso off it. Logan Krantz got the second goal. Showed too much of it to Lennon. Larson. Lennon, Jamie Smith, Hartson on the edge of the penalty area, and Sutton there, and Larson too, and Lambert's made a run, and Smith has gone inside Bonisau, and that's a corner kick, and that's a positive run by the young man again.
I think he's had a good final so far as Jamie Smith. Good run inside, it takes on Bonisau for pace. Good body check there from Bonisau, and he concedes the corner. Celtic's first corner of the second half, and it's their sixth corner in all. And good delivery from Alan Thompson, they need a good cross.
His 16th start for Celtic. Smith, this is Thompson with the corner kick. Then, oh, it's in! And Larson scores for Celtic! The hit cross on the way through! And Rick Larson scores in a third CS final for Celtic, emulating Kenny Dalglish, the last Celtic man to do so. Game on!
Well, it's just what this game needed, because this time there was good delivery, good run across the front post there from Henrik Larsson. He leaves his marker. It was Rickson. Fernando Rickson was the man that was marking him. Lovenkrantz couldn't deal with it. He came off the post to deal with the near post corner. It hit Kloss and went into the back of the net. Great delivery, good goal from Celtic, just what they need. Here's the leap from Martin O'Neill. There we are. Not quite 20 feet, but that was enough. He'll be pleased now, because, as you say, we do have a game on now.
Thoroughly deserved. Hartson for Celtic. Thompson. Sutton in the middle. Up goes Kloss. Good, confident, safe pair of hands. Lambert unhappy that Kloss pushed into him, which was unnecessary. Thompson, acres of space for Celtic, took the shot early. Caniggia should have done better there. Rangers needed someone to hold possession. Pressure on Rangers. Sutton holding it up from Ferguson. There was no way for him to go. Lennon in support. Balde. Mjällby. Larson wants it played up to him. Hartson's there for the knockdown. Amoroso away. Now Rickson. Rangers here, Terry, just need to take the sting out of things.
Well, they need to, but Celtic are applying the pressure now. They got the goal. There's more belief in themselves now with Celtic. Rangers can't get out. That's the key. Rangers cannot get out of their own half. They're being sucked back in. They're giving away fouls. They're giving away free kicks. They're allowing good balls to come in from Celtic, and they've made a rod for their own back, really, Rangers, by not playing the football that they should be playing, passing the ball as they're trying to do now, and taking the game to Celtic, which they did towards the end of the first half.
Arteta. That's a terrific run forward by Barry Ferguson. Balde steps across in the centre of the three centre-back positions. It's like a terrier worrying the opposition there. Ferguson, as he looked up there, the look was, what on earth is that all about?
Did you say he was like a terrier? It looks more like a Rottweiler to me. Look, here he goes. He's holding him off there, Barry Ferguson, and all of a sudden, bang, in he comes, and the foot was raised there, made contact with Barry Ferguson's leg, and a free kick and a chance for Rangers to get out of their half.
Didn't need to give away the free kick, having done so well, and block him in there. Arteta with the free kick on the hour. Beyond De Boer, Sutton away. Arteta still tight to that line. Lennon will bring it away. Larsson. Lennon under pressure, has given it away, under pressure from Arteta. Arteta galloping, there was he caught there by Valharen. That's a good challenge.
Well, I thought it was a good challenge. The ball, not quite enough steam on it there. He just gets his boot to the ball and makes contact with Arteta as well. I thought that was good play.
Barry Ferguson, calming influence there. Kinniger. Ferguson again to Arteta. Oh, he's given it away. This is Larsson, got a chance here for Celtic. Hartson to the left-hand side, still Henrik Larsson, plays in Hartson, offside! Offside! Anguish, agony, despair.
Well,
the flag came up, but was he offside?
I think he was. Arteta gave the ball away like he did at Parkhead last week. Definitely onside there, definitely onside. It looked offside with the naked eye, and that's what the linesman has to go from. He has to go with the naked eye, he has to see it along the line. We was seeing along the line, but that was definitely onside. There was no doubt about that at all.
Celtic denied. Clear onside, Hartson. The goal is ruled out. Trevor Stephen, you're down on the Rangers bench.
Yeah, just to add to the problems that Alex McLeish is facing at the moment. Jerome Bonassel seems to be struggling with a groin injury. Rangers under extreme pressure, and Maurice Ross is indeed warming up as we speak.
What an atmosphere we have here now. Lennon has been pulled up for a free kick. Bonassel wants strapping or something.
There's Maurice Ross
warming up on the bench. Here comes Celtic again. They're flooding forward. Larsson, Lambert to the right-hand side. Tried to play it into Sutton, it was blocked. Smith. Lambert skips. He's boxed out there. He did the only thing he could do, which was try and force a throw in, and he's won it. Bonassel is really struggling.
Yep.
He's in real trouble there. And the substitution is going to be made. Maurice Ross is going to come on, the young Scottish international from Dundee. Sutton on. Ferguson away. His knee worked hard again. Arteta out. Martin O'Neill wants players to flood back because suddenly Rangers have a break. Lovenkrantz sees Kinniger. Over Thompson, Kinniger, Moss on the edge of the penalty area, making the run across Balde. Moss is there, he got across Balde, let him go. Michael Moss back to Claudio Kinniger. Kinniger blocked by Balde. Hartson. Larsson to the left. Sutton through the middle. Claimed by Kloss. What a final.
What a second half, end-to-end stuff here. Both teams having a chance at either end, and it's relentless. Rangers want to make the substitution, but the ball just won't go out of play.
Well, now, Martin O'Neill just turned down out of your picture and wanted more from the Celtic fans. Any question here of playing a weakened team, taking it easy, accepting defeat in the CS Insurance Cup final to protect the UEFA Cup? It's a nonsense. They're really going for it.
They certainly are, and they have to as well. The fans will demand that, but they got the goal, they got the lifeline. If anything, Rangers look more of the tired team than Celtic do, but Celtic have got to make sure they can keep the screw turned, they can keep the pressure on Rangers, and they're giving the ball away sometimes. But Rangers, when they do break, they break with a lot of pace.
Arteta. That strength. Caniggia. Closed by Valheeren. And across the face of goal. Valheeren closed rather slowly, and Caniggia have more time than Martin O'Neill will want.
And that was a good ball across here. It was Arteta that just got past Thompson, came inside, laid the ball to Caniggia. One thing on his mind to shoot across the goalkeeper, and that's only about 6 inches wide. He keeps it down. He hits it probably well, not as well as he would have liked, I think. Rob Douglas got his angles exactly right there, a foot past the post.
A word here for John Hartson from Kenny Clark, the referee. There's activity on the Celtic bench. Momo Silla's going to come on, the 26-year-old Ivory Coast international, who is 26 years of age on March the 13th. And the man coming off will be Jamie Smith. And could be a straight swap here, Silla on the right-hand side.
Yeah, I feel sorry for Jamie Smith because I think he's had a very good final. I think he had a go at Bonassel for the goal, I think that, or for the corner, when Bonassel got back and conceded the corner from which Celtic scored. I think Jamie Smith's had a very, very good final. He'll feel unlucky, but they have to go for it to Celtic. Silla comes on, a very attack-minded right wing-back. He'll get forward, he'll go inside and outside, and he's got a good turn of pace as well.
Dixon to the Australian. Into the feet of Arteta. Rangers trying to play around Celtic. Löwenkrantz. Balde, the high hoist. Hartson, it was just blocked by Löwenkrantz. I think he just got a touch on it.
I think it's just another quiet Sunday afternoon in Glasgow.
Balde away. Löwenkrantz. Lennon for Celtic. Balde. Thompson called for it. Misplaced pass by Thompson. Caniggia was looking for Chris Sutton. And Thompson stretched into the challenge. Well, it's had a yellow card. The referee, I think, will have words with Neil Lennon here, who seemed to speak to Caniggia after Caniggia went down under the challenge.
I think he's taking the pressure off Alan Thompson as Neil Lennon there, because Alan Thompson then, as you say, has already been booked and would have faced another talking to by Kenny Clark, saying possibly one more foul and that's you out.
To De Boer. Moss got great strength in there. Arteta left it. And over by Ferguson. Rangers leading through Caniggia and Löwenkrantz on 34 minutes. And then Larsson putting Celtic back into it on 56 minutes. And the reaction in the stands is little Jordan, his son. Daddy scored. Yalby. Controversy in the final though. Rangers will claim they might have had 2 first-half penalties, and Martin O'Neill and Celtic fuming about the fact they've had a goal struck off for offside, but Hartson was clearly on. Löwenkrantz. Arteta now. Rangers have 3 on 2. Caniggia through the middle. Caniggia on the edge of the penalty area. Caniggia! Splendid save! Splendid goalkeeping. Got his hand down low. And the cup was heading for Ibrox.
Well, that was a magnificent move from Rangers in their left-back area through to Löwenkrantz into Arteta. Great ball, lovely weighted pass in the air. Might have gone down for a penalty there for a challenge. Good cutback, and what a magnificent save by Rob Douglas. Spread himself, left hand, just put it behind for a corner.
Arteta with the corner kick. It's Rangers' first corner of the game. Second, I think. First or second. Andy Walker, you've got news down there on the Celtic bench.
Yeah, Martin O'Neill just going to the linesman, giving him a bit of stick as well. And I have to say as well that Hugh Dallas has also approached Jackie McNamara. He seemed to be in line with it, seemed to see that it was onside, and he's been berating that linesman.
Jackie McNamara on the Celtic bench, winner of this competition in 1998 and 2000. Celtic veteran. What a free kick. Thompson will take it. Sutton on the edge of the penalty area. Hartson there as well. Balde in there, and Larson, great pressure. Miles. Good more possession there. Michael Miles. Larson, just the faintest of touches was aimed at Momo Silla. To go. Nice Ross with the throw. Former youth and under-21 captain at Rangers. Ferguson, first team captain away. Douglas, who's kept Celtic in it. Rickson. Arteta holding off the challenge. Rickson to Mols. Throw goes Rangers' way, despite the thoughts of Martin O'Neill. You have to say he's right across the pitch from that incident. The assistant referee was 5 yards away, but it did seem Celtic had a good case. Space for Arteta. Rangers can move to their left, where they had such a strong time in the first half, but not in the second. Lovenkrantz to Deport. Ferguson. Look at that space for Rickson. Lovenkrantz couldn't get off the ground high enough.
Yeah, he was in space, Lovenkrantz. It was a good ball from Rickson, and he just came in a bit too far because there was no right back for Rangers, nobody in that right back area, and the ball just went over his head for a goal kick. But it's an interesting snake game. We've got just over 20 minutes of the match to go. If I was Celtic now, I wouldn't think about playing pretty football and just route one onto Hartson, onto Sutton, onto Larson, and see if Rangers can cope with it.
Into Amoruso. Ross. Lovenkrantz struggling for Rangers. There he is. Silla. Oh, what a strong run over Amoruso. Who's going to get carded?
I don't think there's much doubt about this. Silla does well in his battle there with the bird. Just comes inside Amoruso. Amoruso sticks a leg out and makes no contact with the ball at all. The ball was like about 10 or 15 yards away, and then brings down Silla. But he'll be happy to do that because Silla was right one-on-one against Craig Moore, I think. But now Celtic have the free kick. They've got 6 men in and around that Rangers penalty area. Momo Silla wide on the right-hand side. Thompson now, can he deliver the perfect cross again?
Hartson there, Larson and Sutton. Calheron forward. Nyabi peels away. In towards Sutton, straight at the goalkeeper. Straight at the goalkeeper. Now Rangers can break. This is Arteta, but there's a man down. And Craig Moore needs some treatment. It's a head injury. That's why the referee, quite rightly, has stopped things.
So what a chance. That was a great ball from Thompson. Lovely ball in there. Sutton gets up so well. I'm not too sure what happened to Craig Moore. He just seemed to collapse on the ground under the challenge from Sutton. It wasn't a foul. There was a contact made, but the header was straight across. If he misheads that ball, it's in the back of the net for the equaliser.
Rangers, apart from the first 5 or 6 minutes of the first half, bossed that part of the game, and Celtic certainly have had the authoritative role in the second half of the game. John Robertson there alongside Martin O'Neill, Alex McLeish, the Rangers manager. Some anxious moments for him. The man who won this competition as a player with Aberdeen. Well, he won virtually everything when he was there.
He even broke my leg as well in the process many years ago. But he's a great competitor, as Alex McLeish, same as Martin O'Neill. And Celtic just giving the ball back to Rangers because of the injury to Craig Moore. He now comes back onto the pitch. But that was a better delivery from Thompson. Great delivery from the corner for the Larson goal. Great delivery then as well. And that should have been the equaliser for Chris Sutton.
Lennon. Nice place clearance by Ferguson it was. This is Momo Schiller. To Sutton. Larson's pulled out wide to this right-hand side. Left foot cross. Keeper will catch. Remember, during this half, you can text us with your selection for man of the match. Text the word vote, followed by your selection surname to the number 81125. Your vote counts for the man of the match in the CIS Insurance Cup final. Arteta. Still moving forward, Arteta. He was drawing Larson back though. He was losing step by step the chase, and he just pulled back on him. He was fiercely dealt with by the media up here in the week, Arteta, having given away possession for the Celtic goal last week. Mjalbit, Sutton quickly on, Hearts and Moore cuts across with speed though. It's a goal kick. So I mean, you said this to me beforehand, and again in the commentary, if people were to say the difference, you know, I've seen, this is the first time I've been at an Old Firm derby, but a lot of the other derby matches around the world, it's that every single decision, be it a throw-in on the halfway line, is greeted with just such contempt by one half of the stadium.
Yeah, I mean, and the referees and the linesmen are put under a lot of pressure as well, with their television and radio and everything else. But the fans do that initially with the challenges, because you do every challenge, whether it be a fair one or whether it be an illegal one, is greeted with a roar and everything else, because the fans just want to see so much action, they want to see everything, so sometimes you can be a bit misled.
Larson looking for Hearts, and he'll come back to Henrik Larsson. Amoroso, was he leaning down on Henrik Larsson? No penalty given. And both sides now have had penalty shouts in the game.
Well, have a look at this one, because it's coming across there. It's a little nudge from Amoruso. I think he's just going for the ball. I'm not too sure if that was a push. I would be very aggrieved if it was given against me. But he's got to be careful, Amoruso, because it's not been given on this occasion. Celtic felt aggrieved, so anything else that might be of a similar push or a similar challenge could be a penalty.
Thompson. Larson again, this time saved. Well, he scored from virtually the same corner kick routine, and once again Rangers let him go. This time the keeper saves.
Well, Rickson lets him go. De Boer is the one that's in the hole. He's trying to fill that gap. You've got Barry Ferguson in front, but it was a great save from Kloss. He almost got the goal when the ball hit him on the face.
Larson in there once more. This time it was De Boer away. Rangers can't come out because Celtic are going to press them back on the edge of their own penalty area. Lambert forward, Balde in there, heads down, scraped away by Rickson. And there's an injury problem here. Is it Chris Sutton who's gone down? Trevor, Stephen, you've got news from the Rangers bench.
Yeah, Bert Conterman just about to come on for Rangers. I think Alex McLeish is realising there's a distinct lack of height in that Rangers defence at the moment. Two of the corners, obviously the goal came from one corner, almost another one there, despite Kloss making a tremendous save. But Bert Conterman about to come on.
Dutchman, he was part of their squad in Euro 2000. He got the winner in the semi-final of this competition against Celtic last season. It was his last goal, some 13 months ago. And there's a real worry here for the Celtic camp. Brian Scott, the physio, out there. Who do you think that Rangers will pull for? Oh, it's Arteta.
And the stretch is going on now for Chris Sutton. Look at that. It's not a good sight. It's one of those balls that are put into the box again. The Celtic have got so many big men. That's why Alex McLeish is making the substitution. Rangers struggling then with the set pieces. They've struggled on set pieces all afternoon, really. But the quality of the service has not been good. But the last 10 or 15 minutes, the service has been good. And Chris Sutton now, unfortunately, I think is going to be stretchered off.
Conterman on. Arteta, the man, is going to go off. Sean Maloney's going to come on for Celtic, and it looks like a nasty arm injury for Chris Sutton out there.
It's not what Martin O'Neill wants to see, is it, with Liverpool coming up as well, but his thoughts won't be on Liverpool at the moment. They'll be on about getting the equaliser in this particular game, but Sutton, I think, has got no chance of
Rangers players, Terry, were very quick to signal to the bench there when Sutton went down. He's holding there his left elbow, look, but it was the Rangers players who were quickest to signal to the Celtic physiotherapist to come running on. Must have heard something.
It's not nice, is it?
So it's going to be, let's see it again.
Well, he was hit by Bobo Baldi, then he was hit, here we go, let Bobo Baldi coming over the top there. He wins the header, hits him in the face. And sometimes if you're not prepared for something like that, and no one is prepared to be hit by Bobo Baldi in that way, you end up landing awkwardly because you're not really bracing yourself for the fall, and you just hit the deck, and it looks like his left arm there. Whether that's a more serious one and could have repercussions for Thursday, I don't know, but it's not a sight we like to see.
Celtic fans remain hopeful, faithful, and hugely colourful. In comes the ball again. Yalby into the air. Free kick Celtic. Risky challenge. Oh, and petulance as well. And Sean Maloney, who's just come on for Celtic, loves to strike from this distance.
This is
Petulance from the captain, gets him a word of warning from the referee.
This is tailor-made for Sean Maloney, by the way.
He is the...
Absolutely, the perfect side, and his right foot as well, slightly left of centre.
He's the Beckham of Scottish football.
Fantastic. No fancy this, but this will be his first touch.
Has 5 goals in 3 cup ties in this competition. He backs away. And it's going to be Maloney with his first touch, measuring out the distance with his eyes for Chris Sutton. It's the agony of football. Are we going to see the ecstasy? Maloney it is. Well, he's left one of the Rangers players absolutely poleaxed. I think it's Barry Ferguson who played a captain's in. He's throwing himself at the ball.
I'm not too sure. They all came forward as well, and Ferguson just hits the ground there. Look, he's just flat out. It's a well-struck free kick. Never, ever 10 yards, by the way. It was only about 6 yards away, Barry Ferguson, and got the full force of the ball right on his face. That ball was never 10 yards away.
Well, he's down. And actually, the 2 injuries have broken up what was a very effective, rhythmic Celtic second-half performance.
It certainly was. Celtic had the momentum, they got the goal, had the chance, had a perfectly good goal disallowed as well. Another great save from Kloss. They looked dangerous on set pieces. Any ball into the box, they were causing mayhem at the Rangers back. Rangers couldn't get out of their half. And we've got now, as it says, 82 minutes gone on the clock, but we've got about 3 or 4 minutes, I would say, of added time at least.
Andy Walker, who scored as a Celtic striker in this CIS Insurance Cup final against Wraith a few years ago, has news of another Celtic striker, Chris Sutton.
Yeah, it's more bad news for Celtic on the injury front. It's a possible broken wrist for Chris Sutton.
Well, that would certainly rule him out of Thursday at Anfield. Barry Ferguson comes across. He's been revived by the physio. We've heard from the Rangers, the Celtic physio, that Chris Sutton is really struggling. Ferguson awaits his chance to come back under the players. Balde now finds Mjalbik. The ball was tied up behind it. 6 minutes to go. Larsson to take on Amoroso. Look at the pace. Oh, challenge! No penalty given! For the second time, Celtic believe they should have had a spot kick.
Well, I'm not too sure about this. I think Amoroso, if he does touch the ball here, he does very well. He just does
good tackle.
He does touch the ball, because you could tell the Celtic players' reactions weren't one that they all thought it was a penalty. But now it's a corner.
Good tackle. Flat corner kick. Hartson was in there. The pressure in the last 15 minutes or so has been relentless on the Rangers' goal. Darting to the edge of the penalty area, but Maloney couldn't find an end product. Trevor Stephen, you got news from the Rangers bench.
Yes, Shot Arveladze just about to come on. Alex McLeish looking to put a bit of fresh legs on up front. Michael Moores will be the big guy coming off.
Schiller for Celtic, too high for Hartson. Ferguson does well to relieve the pressure, but Rickson caught in the challenge. Lennon finds Thompson. Lambert in support, just behind him. Oh, now
He's off.
It's a yellow card for Neil Lennon.
It'll be very interesting to see this one, because if it's he raises his arm or anything there, which he does, he just pushes. He pushes Fernando Rickson. He's raised his arm at the player, pushed the player over, and the referee only produces a yellow card.
Arveladze for De Boer. So we have confirmation of Lennon being booked for Celtic. He was involved in that scuffle in the tunnel during the 3-3 draw in December with a couple of the Rangers players, I seem to remember. On comes Arveladze, off goes De Boer. Now this man, Shota Arveladze, was heavily criticised in the week. An ineffective performance in the league derby last weekend.
Well, he's got a key role now. He's taken the De Boer role just in front of Conterman and Ferguson in the Rangers midfield, but the ball will be bypassed there, I'm sure, because Celtic will want to get the ball forward and up to Hartson and up to Larson as well.
Mjalby. Stilian Petrov, I think, is going to come on any moment for Celtic. And still Mjalby. Looks for Hartson. Low kick. Petrov going to come on. Tom Robertson there, Hugh Dallas, the fourth official.
You can't get him on at the moment.
Rickson. Looks for Caniggia. What a good ball that was. Balde just stepped across to cover. Rickson down. Mjalby. Big challenge on him. And then Arveladze goes down. Well, it's a second bookable offence within a couple of minutes. And Neil Lennon is sent off in the CIS Insurance Old Firm derby.
Well, I think Kenny Clark had no alternative here. Arveladze pokes the ball through his legs. He raises his arms again, blocks the Rangers player for obstruction, and Arveladze would have been in behind him. I'm sure there was lots of space there, but blocks him, and in the space of a few minutes, Neil Lennon gets himself sent off. A needless first booking, and that challenge on Arveladze leaves Celtic 10 men against 11.
Mjalby has gone off. Petrov has come on for Celtic. 90 seconds to go. Arveladze nutmegs Thompson. Valhaeren quickly in. Rickson didn't want to know. Hartson was there. Gives Valhaeren too much to do. Moore, good defending again. Once or twice in the game, defenders have looked edgy and panicky under pressure, but Moore has always stayed calm. Arveladze defending. And that's a corner kick. Listen to the noise. Lambert with it. Beyond Hartson, cross punches. Petrov. Oh, is that a penalty? It is this time! It is this time! Balde went down. Amoruso is fuming. Clumsy the challenge by the Italian.
Absolutely needless there. Rickson's having a right go at Amoruso, and well, he should do, because we've only got a few minutes left of this match. And a few minutes left of the cup final. John Hartson steps up to take the penalty. A needless penalty conceded by Amoruso. Needless.
Into the last 5 seconds of normal play. Hartson! Wide! Oh! What a miss! He cannot believe it! He's been let off the hook! So deadly in recent clashes against Rangers. And John Hartson has missed in the dying seconds.
What a cup final this is. He missed it by about a foot, but Amoruso is the luckiest man on the planet at the moment. That was a diabolical decision to give away the penalty, and in the end he's got away with it through Hartson's miss.
5 minutes of stoppage time still to play. They've missed a penalty, they've had 2 penalty appeals turned away, Hartson had a goal disallowed, and now Rangers can come forward. This is Lovenkrantz, and Moss is in the middle, and Kanidzha's there on the far side. Still Lovenkrantz, blocked off by Petrov's challenge, but he works it square. I'd say Lovenkrantz has gone down. Moss, Ferguson hits his own player.
A good run by Lovenkrantz. He runs into a brick wall, manages to tow it away there. Hits Lambert, and then Lambert makes contact there. I'm not too sure if that was accidental or not, but he's up on his feet anyway.
Certainly seemed to run all over Lovenkrantz while he was down. Sheila. Amoruso, what a lucky man he is. Rickson closed by Thompson. Condamon forward. Out by Arveladze. Larsson. It is absolute bedlam. Mols. Now Arveladze. Balde closes. Thompson, I never thought he'd last the 90 minutes. Hartson, was he turning Amoruso? Martin O'Neill, he's been urging every time the ball's been played up to Hartson, he's been urging the Celtic fans to cheer and get behind the striker, who must be absolutely broken-hearted. Done so much for Celtic in recent games against Rangers. And a gentle header back. Tidily done by Ross.
I'll tell you what, that save from Kloss was crucial, wasn't it? From the corner as well, hit him. He pushed it over the bar. That was a crucial save, but that was the key moment, the penalty, really. And having said that, O'Neill will feel aggrieved, because Celtic have had a perfectly good second goal disallowed.
Maloney, Silas to the right-hand side. They're backed up on the edge of the penalty. Someone's gone down in there again. I think it was Thompson who was tumbled. And it was innocent stuff, and now Mols. Oh, that's a lovely turn. Well, they got back at him and won it cleanly and fiercely. And Ferguson left a foot in hanging. And Maloney again. Schiller. Inside Ross. Crossbar post, Hartson. Just away by Rickson, and there's a suspicion of a push in there. That's what the Rangers players are saying to the referee.
There's a great ball to the far post from Schiller on his left foot, his weaker foot, dinked it to the far post. Thought there might have been a push, but Rickson does ever so well, because Hartson's coming in behind him. But now the pressure's on. Good delivery from the Celtic corner.
Keeper's gone forward. Rob Douglas is in the penalty area. Thompson with the corner kick. Douglas nearly reached it in the air, but he was leaning down. There's the chance gone. He can't watch. Neither can he.
Did anybody see how many minutes are left?
We're into the last minute of stoppage time now. One week they're up in the air and Hartson's a hero, and the next week they're dumped to the depths of despair and Hartson misses a last-minute penalty. Seconds remain and Rangers are in no hurry. Balde. Rob Douglas away. Alec McLeish and Rangers have beaten Celtic. Lovenkrantz gets his customary goal against Celtic to make it 2 after Knidja had put them ahead on 22 minutes. Larsson scored in a brilliant second half for Celtic. They'll claim they should have had 2 penalty appeals. And a good Hartson goal struck off, but when the big chance came with a last-minute penalty, Hartson struck it wide, and the cup belongs to Rangers. Despair, weariness, but elation. Rangers 2, Celtic 1. The CIS Insurance Cup goes to Ibrox.
So Celtic, the losers this afternoon, have just finished collecting a medal. Sean Maloney there, who could have won it with a free kick at the end. And there's the victorious boss, Bobo Balde. He won that penalty that John Hartson missed. Martin O'Neill, he went through it, didn't he, in the last 10 minutes or so. What a game we've had at Hampden Park this afternoon. But there's the proudest man around, and some second half, Kenny, wasn't it?
Unbelievable. It's everything you could want from a game. Celtic have got a perfectly good goal disallowed. They got a guy sent off, then they got a penalty kick to take it in extra time, and unfortunately John Hartson missed it. But Rangers had a chance to put it beyond Celtic in the second half. Brad Douglas had a good save. It was a marvellous game of football.
Old Firm games.
Yeah, they're always, I mean, this season have been some fantastic Old Firm games, but I mean, that one just had absolutely everything, as Kenny said, and I mean, the chances they made, great saves, great tackles, just pure mayhem the whole way through it. But Rangers done brilliantly well in the first half. But the second half, I think, was most of Celtics. But Rangers managed to hang on. They got once again all down to a little penalty kick, one incident in the match. But
I mean, really, for us a neutral, they were desperate for extra time. Yeah. Because it was so entertaining. A great moment for anybody to walk up those stairs and lift a bit of silverware. And Barry Ferguson really was instrumental in the middle of the park there. I think I enjoy that.
He's been so good for them this season.
he has, he's had a fantastic season going forward most of the season as well. He was more defensive today. He's capable of doing a couple of different jobs. Goalkeeper, I have to say there, he was brilliant today. Great save from Henrik Larsson for the second header. And once again, you have to think of Lovenkrantz, the importance of him against Celtic. But I think there was a huge amount of effort there. I think they know they've been in again, those Rangers players. Celtic was a lot stronger near the end of the game than anyone would have expected.
Those two men there who just gone past Knidja and De Boer made a huge difference today, Kenny, didn't he?
He's a really intelligent player, and the fact that he got about 75 or 80 minutes out was brilliant. I mean, in the first half especially, he really pulled his strings in the middle of the pitch. Lovenkrantz, he's got a terribly bad habit of scoring goals against Celtic.
Every time he turns out, it seems.
And also, I think Michael Mole's coming back in, taking the thing into feet and allowing Rangers to play off him was very instrumental. Amaruso was a giant at the back, although he gave away a silly penalty kick. But Rangers, as I say, had to battle very hard for it, played great football in the first half and really showed a great deal of resolve in the second half.
There was a lucky man, Pat, giving away the penalty right at the death.
Yeah.
A lot of people are going to ask, and I expect that man will be asking tonight, why wasn't Henrik Larsson taking that penalty? Why John Hartson?
Exactly. I mean, even Sean Maloney, but having said that, Hartson's been on great form. He's been scoring fantastically for Celtic every time he's been on the pitch. Henrik's been out for a while, and maybe Hartson was a penalty kick taker, but you have Henrik Larsson, you always want him to be taking your penalty kicks, but you know, easy to be wise after the
incredible picture that with the Rangers fans. They're still there, they're cheering, they're singing, and the other half of Hampton Park completely empty.
But to be fair, the Celtic fans gave him a great round of applause. I mean, the effort in the second half from Celtic was phenomenal, and I think the fans appreciated that. They're hugely disappointed, as the players will be, but they gave them great support. And they're going to have a great evening. That's the thing about the Old Firm.
I mean, the only consolation, if there is any, for Celtic is that, you know, at least there wasn't any extra time.
Well, they've taken the penalty and they've wanted the extra time, but as you say, a lot of tired players out there, a few injuries as well going on, and they've got an important game this week, but this is Rangers Day, and I'm delighted with the celebrations there. Alan McLeish, let's say, one defeat in the past 8 against Celtic.
Okay, Trevor Stephen, I believe, is with Claudia Canigia and Alex McLeish.
Alec, very quickly, how do you feel?
Well, we're pleased to win, Trevor. It was a hairy second half, but I mean, we played ever so well first half, the way that I expect my team to play, and I know that they can do that, and we deserve to go into the lead.
It's been a tough week for you after the criticism of last week's performance and the result. What does this mean to the club?
Well, it was great to bounce back. You know, I think people had written us off, but I think that's the way with Rangers and Celtic. You know, to lose one, you're a dud. You win one, and you're fantastic. I think it's to try and get somewhere in the middle, but it's no easy when you're at this club.
Absolutely. Well, enjoy your night. Well done.
Thanks, Trevor.
Okay, well, I think we just got a chance to remind you of how this game was won, and well, after Celtic's good start, this happened.
It's been unfortunate, but it's a great build-up from Rangers, great movement for Lovencrans. And this is Michael Moses slots him in for the second goal. It's great football.
Yeah, I think they were very, very clever. But Celtic did come back very strong. That header from him, for a man who's got a broken jaw, or had a broken jaw in 2 places, but pivotal part of the game, John Hartson sends the goal the wrong way. He can't believe it, every Celtic fan can't believe it, and it's a hard one for him to take.
I mean, that's what it means to a local boy, isn't it?
Oh, fantastic. Great scenes. By the way, Claudia Canigia was your man of the match this afternoon. Very good choice too. Just one little thing we've got to clear up while Ronald de Boer enjoys the moment, the competition today for that great smart car. We asked you which of the following managers has not managed Celtic. Well, I think you're right, it was Graham Souness. Congratulations to Steve Robson. Well, John Hartson was the difference between the two sides last week. He was the difference again today, but for a very different reason. I hope you all enjoyed it as much as we did. See you next time.